You know, I think if GG can make that happen early here in Podium, get that early boost from getting that chest open here, they're going to find themselves in a really good position in this game. We're going to see the Tesla ult coming out. Oh my goodness. The ballista comes in, and this is the risk of coming to Podium. If you can't take control of that ballista, you find yourself on the receiving end of it. GG 330 not able to get control of the ballista on the other side. We see 521 take control of it, and it costs GG 2 of their members off the rip, and this is not going to be a good start.
Look at that,
number
the
one
F3.
for them. Oh my goodness, 521 coming in and cleaning it up, and this is the risk of dropping on Podium, ladies and gentlemen. But 521 now need to come back and find control of those ballistas, because Bao Da looking to come up, and there it is. We're going to see Yin on the ballista, just keeping Bao Da in check here as they decide to back away and leave the Podium to the members of Team 521.
That was nuts. You know what else is kind of nuts? Is the fact that Tessa had ultimate that early in the game. We literally just started, and he already has ult. The thing is, that is going to be changing very shortly with the glyph adjustments, the glyph rework, overhaul, whatever you want to call it. Now you're not going to be able to get as much initial rage as you could before. Now you can only get 15%. However, you can still generate a lot of rage. And at the same time, you can also still take, you know, your stamina, your grapple distance, grapple speed now, which is now being used quite a lot, considering that it's a requirement to take if you want the grapple distance in the upcoming changes. But then it's also, there can be an argument for the luck side of things, you know, the blue side of the new glyphs with the luck, with the potential discount. Although discount isn't as good as it was before, it still can find value, especially with all the coins over time. But we're going to be, JDG and EWG scrapping it out. Kiki has already been taken down on the side of JDG and EWG. It looks as though they're cooking here. The Dragon Roar, not Dragon Roar, sorry, the Nes's Might coming through. How do I say that? Tatis? I don't know. T-U-T?
I don't know. Two-tick.
Two-tick? Alright, two-tick. Two-tick, that works. EWG obliterating them, taking 3 kills. Very nice. Only on blue armor so far. But not too bad. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. We're going to be heading over to Imperial Village, though. Wolves and JJH in close proximity, but it doesn't look as though anyone spotted anyone out here. And I don't think they really want to fight, considering that they only have white armor and they don't have their rebirths available anymore. As I mean, JJH does have 1, but still, they do have 3 kills as well. Not too bad. JL lurking out here in the desert, looking to loot up, perhaps. Potentially find a team lurking on the outside. A team. Wait, who's that? JDG just walking past in soul form. Looks as though they might be looking to res an Imperial Village, but that might end up being rather bad for them, considering that Imperial Village may be stripped clean of all of the loot by the time they get there. GG on the outskirts. Here, there it is. GG and JL closing in on each other. None of these. They do have the Kurumi ult up and ready to go. GG almost has the Justina ultimate available as well. Tumulk ult still needs a little bit more. So does the Takeda ultimate. CJS, though, taking a considerable amount of damage. The Scale Rush coming through, but equalizing very quickly. CJS still on his feet. VVV coming in with that fan RMB, almost taking him down almost immediately. JL using that Kurumi ultimate, trading it for that Yueshan ult. Pretty solid trade, considering they still have that Takeda ultimate ready to go, and I'd imagine the Tumulk ultimate is going to be coming through as well. BBV, though, there it is. That F3 from Kurumi doing so much work. The damage reduction mitigating all of that damage, but the Yurotahime is going to be coming here with the slashes. BBV trying to stay on his feet. The Yueshan still in his ultimate, only just expiring just now. He's able to come back in. He did use the ultimate. He still has the F1, though. GG loses a member. Taken down. CJS not able to get back up again just yet. VVV has that damage reduction. He's on the run. He picks up the Soul Bloom. He's getting a huge heal. And it looks as though GG is going to be taken down here. LXM, he tries to go for the blue, but blue focusing it in a 1v3 typically means death. at this level of play, unfortunately for them. But JL picking up 3 eliminations.
Yeah, GG here. I knew as soon as they got ballisted off the start there, they were going to be off for a rough game here. Unfortunately, they go out extremely early. Lane here, by the way, taking a ton of damage, goes into the bush, get away. Will find the freeze onto 2-Tick, though, and a ton of damage. Not quite able to find the follow-up as the Wu Chen ult gets invested. Alliance more than happy to back away from this fight. They don't want anything to do with this, as they were able to just narrowly escape being dropped onto there. Lane gonna use that 2-Na to go ahead and get some healing back in. Will get the buff off as well. We're gonna see Revenge coming top side here to try to go ahead and get that ult back. Lane gonna join them as well, given that they just ulted into the last fight here. The Firefly cages, this is something we don't get to see a lot, but they are always utilized here inside of these Immortal War games. Coming back over to team 5-2-1. Who doing a little bit of looting here. They've been able to get together 2 sets of purple armor for themselves. No purple weapon here on Pampy just yet, but we are still in Zone 1. We're getting ready to head into Zone 2. Very shortly, we're going to see those first sets of Realm of Yang, which is going to open up a lot of loot opportunities for these teams who are able to come out on top as they take those Realms of Yang. We're taking a look here, XCG just keeping on the move in the snow here as well, cutting back to Team Alliance with 2 eliminations under their belt here. Still on this side of the map. It looks like they are going to head up towards Frost Lake here shortly. Just trying to pick through all this loot that some of these other teams have been through. We're going to cut over to XCG and JDG, still one of their members, 2-Tick, just getting cut through. Keki just hiding in the bush saying, I'm going to keep the game alive for JDG.
Damn, no shot.
Sure. Yeah, PP also hiding in a bush nearby as well. I'm not quite sure. Duncan, is there a bell on this side right here?
There is, but they're out of range. There's a bell just inside Imperial Village here, as NiHQ is about to go over this. Yep, there, you can see it next to that tent in front of him. But I think that they're out of range just about. So thankfully for them, they might be able to find the res there. I'm waiting to see on the map in the top right. It looks as though they might be rezzing already. PP is starting to move. It looks as though XCG is going to be moving south. So JDG may have lucked out here, and they're going to be able to recover. Thankfully for them.
This is well played by JDG.
Yeah, it is. It's that Bush gaming on point. Optimal Bush gaming. But we're going to be posturing to go into the Realm of Yang here. We've got Alliance looking to go in the top left. We have JL down in the bottom right. They're scrapping. Oh, there's a scrap happening, though. I thought it was JL, but it's EWG and KLA. CXZ getting taken down reasonably low. 14 trying to follow it up, but unable to do so just yet. Eats the pulsar damage to the face. But the Wu Chen port is going to get them out of immediate danger. But just for a moment, it looks like KLA haven't managed to put enough distance between themselves and EWG just yet. Although 14 doesn't go under. Surprisingly, they immediately go up top, bot out CXZ, and commit that to Mulk Ultimate to try and lock him down. The Tessa ult catching 3. They're able to reclaim the souls, and it looks as though CXZ has nowhere to run. Oh, and that's a dreadful way. Oh, how he's trying to stay as inconspicuous as possible here.
Yeah,
and it looks as though he may have gotten away with it. I think he's gotten away with it. 17S trying to run over to the Realm of Yang, but it looks as though it is full to the brim. We're going to be looking at TE and JL scrapping it out. TE definitely having an advantage in terms of armor, in terms of loot. But this could definitely go either way. We've got the Kurumi tether attached to Han and to VVV. The proc coming through. These players hitting each other, just doing absolutely no damage. VVV gives a little jump next to the pillar, gets that F1 down. No blue focus. The Takeda. No blue focus. Takeda. The comms coming in. And LYD going with that focus slide. The focus slide into slide horizontal, but he gets absolutely cooked by the Takeda ult activation. The RMB from that purple fan just obliterating him. He's unable to get up off the ground. He's unable to move, and he gets taken down. The Kurumi ult has been popped. They managed to find the res with the tether. The god res coming out from TE. VVV, he's fighting in this sandstorm, trying to lock down Han. He's trying to get away. Both of the Takedas now using that F1. No blue focuses, but we got the Kurumi circle drop down with that sand effect as well. The anti-stamina effect on that Kurumi circle, but it doesn't last for very much longer. TE Leo taking a huge amount of damage, eating a wisp to the face as well. The follow-up comes through, but it's not enough to take him down. TXJ taking a lot of damage, immediately taken down. The flanks coming in. He's unable to do anything in the face of Focus Light, doing so much, skipping neutral, ladies and gentlemen. And they managed to turn it around. TE, what a fight. The God Res coming in clutch from Leo.
Yeah, Leo absolutely clutching that out, coming in with the res there. Insane. Also being able to keep them alive, coming up there, having the wherewithal to go ahead and get the ult down, drop it on them, the rest of the team covering for them as well. Han really trying to use the last of his Furins there. I think he had one left open. Oh my goodness! Speaking of Han, just getting absolutely devastated with the range shots while he's in the air, activating that F. He's only got the 3 shoves now. He's at half health. Oh my god, he doesn't even get to get one out as Yiron coming in with a Yodel absolutely just devastates him and sends him back to the soul altar here. They're going to be very happy, TE, that they picked up that Vermilion Bird's Might, because Bao Da is putting in the work right now. Leo separated the ult coming in as well as the slam from the Uation, but the third party from Team Wolves looking to come in and clutch this out onto Bao Da as well and find some eliminations. They're going to find one. Peak goes extremely low. They're going to find Peak as well. 2 members left over here. TE's LYD will find one onto Bao Da. TE getting to keep 1 member left alive, but not for long as Wolves coming to lock in with a massive parry onto LYD. ZK with the huge uppercut with the follow-up Tessa.
Style points.
My goodness. Wolves going crazy.
The style points coming out from that Tessa, getting that uppercut into the ult confirmation. Very tasty. But oh, you know what else is tasty? Lane eating that that nunchuck RMB to the face. Oh, but the Draco Storm doing so much work. The Thunderstorm is coming in. The Storm Stride on steroids, doing so much. But Alliance, they do have that Vermilion Bird's Might. They're going to be able to resurrect themselves if they get taken down, which seems to be somewhat of an inevitability at this point. And JJH going to find 3 eliminations, taking themselves to 6 total. Oh no, wait, 7 maths. 7 total for this game. Definitely a nice sight to see. They're lurking in the bottom of the leaderboard in 18th place currently. So if they manage to accelerate, this could be a lot for them. This could be the game that they need to try and bring them into contention for qualification to the bi-weekly finals this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Do they do it? We will have to wait and see. XEG only on 2 kills, and they only have a minute and 20 seconds till their Yang depletion is going to make them fall over. So they definitely find some people to take down. Some Soul Blooms definitely would be nice right around now. But I don't think they had anyone close by. Maybe they find a fight. Maybe... Ooh, no? Maybe not. It looks as though it might be cooked. They're running into the zone. Do they have the money, though? They do have money. Okay, so they have money. They could buy a rebirth, potentially. But I don't think that one of them has picked up a Soul Bloom yet. So one of them needs to die so that they can buy the rebirth charm, res him, and then... I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it, though. They're just running further and further into the zone at this point. Do they have Soul Blooms here or something? Where are they going?
That, or there is a shop right over here.
There is a shop,
yeah, there it is.
Are they going to be able to buy the... None of them are dead, though, so they can't buy the rebirth charm yet.
Yeah, and Kurumi just popped.
This is going to be extremely clutch.
Extend this. Yeah.
It's going to be very clutch if they manage to keep one of them alive, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do so. This could be over for XCG. But looking at the rest of the map, all of these teams looking to go into the realm of Yang. Oh, he's about to get taken down from the Yang depletion.
I think Kakaishi maybe doesn't have depletion.
No,
no, they all have it. Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing they can do there.
Well, they baited us. I thought they were gonna pull something out of the bag, but no, they had no plan.
They had dark.
They just ran into the zone.
On a shop. Like, I thought the same thing. You and me were in the same place, buddy.
Yeah, no.
Kakashi popped the extra heal so that he had more HP than the team, right? So it's like, cool. He's just going to wait till the other two drop. He's going to buy one back real quick. There's a altar right nearby, but no, they just, unfortunately, they didn't have it in the back pocket. We're going to see seconds.
I think that was the plan. But they just didn't time it right. They needed to get into the zone earlier. They needed to plan ahead earlier. But in that kind of situation, there's always the possibility you find the team at the last moment.
Yeah. Taking a look here, we're heading.
But regardless,
we're going to the room with cooked, but JJH.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness! The charged R&B is coming in off the fan, putting in work here for Godly. Godly now going to turn to the cannon, just doesn't care. It's a 3v2. They can just take their time avoiding Yiron's ultimate here. Yiron going to come in, not going to be able to find any connections there and get any value out of the rest of that ultimate. Godly looking to lock him down and not quite able to find the parry that they were looking for there. As we see Yiron separate here, Peak really putting in the work here on the Flames, trying to turn this into a 2v2 as fast as possible. But we're going to see the Wu-Chen ult invested. Yiron just getting kept onto here by Godly. Godly, oh my goodness, coming in with the right click there off the nunchuck's going to do a ton of damage. Peak here now no longer in ultimate in a 1v3. This is not the situation you want to be in. Bao Da, good night, says JJH, as they take control of the realm of Yang.
That the mountain goat skills are not going to save you there, my friend. You are going down. But JJH looking good, looking very, very good, going up to 10 eliminations now. As I said before, this could be the game that brings them into contention. We're gonna have to see if they can keep the ball rolling. One of the things that a lot of these teams struggle to do sometimes is actually translate their pop-off early game and mid-game into an end game. A lot of teams sometimes struggle to actually make it to the end game and capitalize on the multiplier for the kills. So it can be rough, especially on Holoroth. I feel on Holoroth it can be very difficult at times, because if you make a mistake and you do a bad rotation, you find yourself in the open surrounded by teams, and it's just an unwinnable situation. So they're going to have to be very careful moving forwards, but they do have pretty strong J's and pretty strong setup. They've scaled quite a bit at this point, but you know who else has scaled? Bowder. Look at all those Jades around that shop. They have found the Exodia, at least you would think, considering the number of times they gambled on that shop. Bowder looking for this engagement onto JDG, but JDG immediately backing off here. Not in a very good position. They have no kills. It doesn't look as though they've managed to scale all that well just yet. They only have one purple armor to their name. The Fairy ult being popped very early, already in use. The swarm hits from the Fairy ult get all the turret damage, catching PP on the drop down. The buttery rocks. He's trying to stay on his feet, but it's so hard with the Farrier. Does it connect though? It does. Finally connects. Jing managing to pick him off with that Farrier. No Wu-Chen port on the horizon, unfortunately. And JDG, it looks as though that might be the end for them in this lobby, going back to spectator. But Wolves, they're coming in. The Wolf Pack has arrived, and Peak, it looks as though it might be over for Peak. Thankfully, I have to say though, thankfully, he was one of the players who hadn't picked up a Soul Bloom yet. So if he had been the one that picked up a Soul Bloom, then that would have been extremely bad for Bowder. But on the other hand, now he also can't be rezzed, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. And Wolves XEM are managing to clean up the remaining members of JDG. They are on the hunt. Bowder, Jing trying to come in and potentially snipe away the Soul Bloom, potentially. I don't know what he was doing there, to be honest with you. He did have Yang depletion, but still, in the face of 3 Wolves, it's a tall order. It's definitely an ambitious decision to make. But thankfully, they still have their Yotohime, and Yotohime, probably the one character you'd want alive if you're on this team, if you're running this team composition. As Yotohime, we've all seen it plenty of times, being able to come in clutch in those end games, using that ultimate very effectively, just knocking people out of the zone, getting all that healing, could potentially still be salvageable. but that's only if they're able to survive until the very end.
Yeah, you talk about how clutch it is coming into the ending circles. We've always thought of Yodohime as a character that's really good for closing out games, right? But especially given the buff that she got towards the end of the year last year, where now, based on the number of players alive around you, she does even more damage. In those final circles in trios, where we have so many players up, like 16 players, she is able to pump out so much damage in those final moments and just pick up a ton of elimination. So like you said, really a hero. Like, if you only have one player left alive in that particular comp, you want it to be that Yodohime.
Absolutely. But we're gonna have to see. JL, I mean, they're not in a bad spot, but these cannon shots are gonna take away their resources, and it's not what you want leading into the end game.
No,
not at all.
EWG here wanting to, stop them from picking up the Moore's Blessing here. But JL in the better situation in terms of loot, right? So EWG needs to be very careful about how long they
the wisp
commit to this. The wisp coming in from the, oh my goodness, TXJ just getting cooked here is going to have to go back for a wisp of their own, trying to break away and have to heal. I think JL has to give up the hunt for this box here, especially, there we go, the Temi ult going to be invested. They need to invest the Temi ult of their own if they want to go for it. Looks like they're planning on it. They will get the whiffs down. EWG, though, keeping the space.
Ooh, JJH.
Oh, yeah, another third party coming through here onto EWG, but they've already been able to open the box and get the
but look at that.
Now they just need to stay alive. Yeah. They talk about those soul jades, man. EWG in a great position. There we go. There's that Bane's Breath we talked about coming in zones 4 and 5, always drops around the same time. EWG, though, did a really clean job here. They catch that wisp out on TXJ. They are instantly able to capitalize on it and force JL away from the box. They wasted no time, 14 here on the Temi coming in and dropping that ult to buy them as much time as they can to unlock that box. JL not really willing to commit the Temi ult for the rest of the team to come in. Then the third party comes in, and by that time, EWG already has opened the box, and they've got those resources that they desperately needed.
Yeah, absolutely. EWG looking very scaled here, and that dreadful whale. So we talk about all these J's providing so much space, but you could see it so perfectly there, demonstrated very well that the Takeda gets locked down by the Tessa charm. The JJH try and follow up with some range weapons, but they're not able to do so. They get a small amount of damage, but then the dreadful whale comes down, and any follow up after that just gets cut down by the dreadful whale. It is literally just, it just creates a zone where no projectile can actually get into, and it's just so unbelievably strong. And the fact that it's now gold focus as opposed to it having been purple focus beforehand, it is now no longer interruptible by anything other than a gold focus attack. So you're going to have to send out either a dreadful of your own or merciless or something gold, potentially a parry, riposte, but it's not something that's easy to do. Wolves, ZK, that was very dangerous, my friend. Evel, that was pretty lucky, I have to say. He didn't get immediately triple scale rushed by that team. That could have been the death of Wolves ZK. But especially with that gold pulse sword as well, that would have done a lot of damage if they'd been ready for it. But unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on that misstep. And it looks as though ZK is going to be able to open this box completely uncontested as well.
Inside the Bane, no less, right? Like,
yeah.
A little bit of luck here for Wolves. They take the risk. The Bane does not drop on ZK. They're able to secure that legendary armor. They're going to do a little bit of Soul Jade swap in here. I guess they found something in the box they really liked. I mean, that could have been disastrous for Wolves on multiple levels, especially if the other team down below came up while they were trying to hold it down with the Bane coming in. They took a huge risk there, and it pays off for them. They're able to find that huge scale up for themselves. 5-2-1 locked down below here by multiple teams with these cannon shots. Unique just going so low. That Bane with 10 seconds left. Godly also out in the zone. Pampy here just getting locked in, but we're going to see the Wu Chen ult come in. Might buy 5-2-1 the space that they need, but they come up into JJH. They take the huge vertical off of the longsword, a ton of damage. Wolves ZK trying to come in. We're going to see that Soul Jade right there, the silence coming out. Wolves really taking control of that situation. It doesn't look like they were able to pick up any eliminations, but they do get to keep the space they want. And 5-1, because of the interruption of Wolves, lives to fight another day.
Not like this. This is exactly what I was talking about. JJH unable to stay alive till the end. This is the struggle that some teams face, especially the teams that either aren't all that experienced or potentially have been on a bad streak and their mentality isn't the strongest. You know, it's very easy to make a mistake, very easy to falter at this point in the game with so many teams surrounding you, looking for any potential misstep from you and your teammates. And it looks as though JJH may have suffered that fate. Now only one member left alive. However, he's in the same position as Bowder here, but on the Viper instead of Yotahime is not the it's not the character that you really want to still be alive. But speaking of still alive, 5-1 are still chugging away. I have to say, before, when they were down in the little canyon, they were so unbelievably low. All of the teams above them just throwing down cannon shots below them. They were so low, but they're still on their feet. They were still able to stay alive, thankfully for them. EWG doing a solid job. But it looks as though a Tumulk ultimate has come out on that far side of the zone over there, probably from TE, I think, yeah, TELYD being pressured down by EWG and the other team that is on the other side, forced to use that Tumulk ultimate to stay on their feet. They're struggling a little bit. They do have that gold armor though. EWG, oh my, wait, Pampy just disappeared. Pampy may have been caught by this wisp, by a wisp here, and has gotten deleted, and it looks as though the action is starting to ensue. JL in the thick of it, the Karumiel doing so much work, keeping them alive, keeping them topped up on heals. 5-1, stuck at the edge of the zone, trying to stay alive. The Buttery Rocks aren't doing all that much for them. They're struggling, but they... Ooh, Wolves as well. It's not looking good, Rune. It's not looking good.
Oh my goodness, ZK there just gets completely caught out and butchered. They're forced to invest the Wu Chen ult to move to the other side. Unfortunately, as they do, two of their members go down, and actually I think that was the third. There it is, Wolves, who look to be taking control of the final circle. One of their members gets caught out, and a bad Wu Chen port is going to cost them the rest of this game. JL now trying to maintain what little control they have. A couple of eliminations under their belt as we take a look. TE holding top side here. JJH also with their one remaining member here. The Viper ult out. They're able to get the stun, but it's not going to be enough. They're just completely caught out between multiple different teams. Alliance's Lin going to get flipped over here as well now, as we see JJH Flame will go down to Alliance's bow. Alliance just starting to come alive here in the final moments of the circle. EWG trying to shut them out. TE doing what they do best and really just creating a ton of space for themselves in the final circle, looking to really clutch some things out. Bo shoved into the zone here, but Revenge coming in there on the Yoda ult to cover, doing a ton of damage to TE. Lane goes down, unfortunately, to TE's Han, and now Revenge airborne with no place to go. Han just cutting through these teams with the Furins. EWG's 9 just looking to hold the space.
Oh no.
He's Leo low, and they come in. They clutch up the elimination. Han with the fan looking to retrade on to 9-9. Just getting juggled between two fans from the side of Team TE. We're going to see the Temi ult coming and getting invested, locking E down here. EWG 9 able to find more value here. Is nobody able to clutch out the elimination. Alliance's Revenge will pick up JL's V. Both of the members of Team TE knocked into the zone here. Huge damage being invested here by the remaining members of EWG, and EWG.
Look who's still alive, though.
Yoda! Ye run! Just trying to keep it alive so Yoda won't be kicked off in time. EWG, man,